Welcome to Talking Comics, where we are bagged, boarded, and pre-recorded. I'm Ryan.
I'm Sean.
Got an AM radio announcer to do the intro for us.
This just in.
This just in. These guys are dumb.
Well,
That's not news.
Well, you do rock the newsboy hat. That's definitely your signature.
Extra, extra. Read all about it.
Exactly.
Oh man. You know, I'm not hearing something right now, and it's a beautiful sound.
Josh from episode 13.
No.
Okay.
The sounds of my own computer through the microphone.
Oh. Do tell.
My computer crapped out on me last night. I'm not going to get into all the details, but I had to buy a new computer today. It's shiny, it's nice, it's new. I got it all good to go for recording and editing and whatnot. But it's so quiet. You hear that? Nothing.
Silence is heard loudest.
I'm sure, like, audiophiles, anyone that's an audiophile that listens to our stuff, you know, like, they get the best headphones and speakers and whatnot, probably would, like, stop listening to us because they're like, what is that humming in the background? It's driving me crazy. Sean's a million years old and went to a 1,000 heavy metal concerts. He can't hear shit.
I can't.
But, oh, it's so nice and quiet. I love it so much already. I'm going to hate it after a couple of days. I know something's going to go wrong. That's just been my luck lately.
No, don't say that. Come on, this is a good news podcast.
Yes. So Sean's got some
Good news.
some news that is evidently good. I will be the judge of that. And I wanted to talk about this little thing. Like, so I've been reading these online comics a lot lately. Not like they're not Marvel and DC. You're not losing any money, Sean. Don't worry about it.
People heard that look.
They're comics written by average people. You or I could go onto this website and start writing our own comic.
I'd be declined.
It's on this website called Webtoons.
Okay.
And there's action adventure stories, fantasy stories, comedy, romance, all that kind of stuff. I just kind of stumbled across it. I was on Twitter, and one of the people I follow shared some artwork by someone who writes their own webcomic.
Oh, right on.
And
okay.
I was like, oh, that's some really nice artwork. And I started checking them out and whatnot. And then I ended up even downloading the Webtoons phone app. Mm-hmm. So now I can just, if I got free time, I can read on my phone.
Sweet. That's nice.
So I've been doing that a lot lately. And it's killing my battery. I've been reading a lot of stuff. Here's a couple of the ones I've been reading. One's called Unordinary.
I like it already.
And the basis of it is like a world where pretty much everyone has superpowers.
Oh, okay.
And it follows this story of this kid who doesn't have a superpower. And he's like outcasted, treated like crap all the time. Everyone calls him the cripple.
The cripple.
And he is like, he doesn't put up with that shit. He doesn't, and like the stronger people, higher level power users pick on the lower level power users, and he doesn't stand for any of that stuff. So he's always getting in fights, getting the crap kicked out of him, kicking the crap out of them too. And
starting a gang. It's called the Crips.
And evidently one of the reasons he is like that is because his dad was an author who wrote this book in this universe that the story is going in called Unordinary, about a world where everyone didn't have superpowers, and there was one guy who had superpowers, and he was a hero and a defender of the weak. And so, like, this kid who who supposedly doesn't have powers has, this kind of mindset that the strong need to protect the weak and so on and so forth. It's a really good story. It's not, they're still updating it to this day. So like there's only like 41 chapters. They're all pretty short. I blew through, like at the time there was only 40 when I started reading. I blew through that in like a night. Because it's crazy addicting. It's not like your typical comic book type deal. It's more like a Japanese manga, like art style.
You lost me. I'm sorry.
This isn't for you. This is for them, the fans.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wow.
But it's really good. It's really solid story writing. Like it's so good. Like when I'm reading all these different ones that I've been reading, at least like the actual like ones that are telling a story of some sort. Like I feel like I'm watching a movie almost. Like in my mind, I'm actually picturing the characters moving and talking and whatnot.
That's good writing.
It really draws you in.
That's good writing.
And this one's a comedy one that I've been reading. It's called Blue Chair. People have probably seen it before. If I can find a decent picture of one of his comics or sketches, I'll throw it up on the slides. But really funny. I really enjoy it a lot. It's super simple art style, but he like tells really like he shares funny thoughts that he has and stuff like that, and does it in this cute, funny art style. So that's definitely one I recommend. I recommend this whole website. Like, check it out. There's an app you can download on your phone. Like I was saying, they have action, fantasy, romance, comedy, slice of life, all that kind of stuff. And you can, if drawing and writing is a passion, if you write and you have a friend that can draw, you two can get together and do this. I mean, yeah, you might have to go out and buy some hardware, like one of those, sketch pads for your computer. But
as long as you got enough pixels.
Yeah, people can do this. And one of the reasons I want to talk about this is so, like other people who, if we have any fans that have this kind of a passion, writing and drawing, and they don't think that they're good enough, just do it anyways. Like, the way to get, like, go back and listen to one of our first podcasts.
Yeah.
It was garbage. We did not know what we were doing.
We still don't.
Yeah, we just know how to format ourselves a little bit better and be a little bit more streamlined. Yeah, it's called Webtoons. I'll try and put a link in the description. I definitely recommend Unordinary, Blue Chair, and this other one called The Gamer.
Oh, wow.
Quick synopsis on this one. I told you a little bit about it the other day. This kid who loves video games. He's in high school. And, like, video games is like, if he's not at school or doing homework, he's playing video games.
Logan.
And one day, out of the blue, everything in his life turns into a video game format.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Like when he looks at other people, he sees their name and their level and their occupation.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
So like when he looks in the mirror, he's like, I can't remember whatever his name is. Name, level 6, the gamer. That's his title.
Right. Okay.
And it's like a superpower. And he has an inventory. He says inventory. A screen pops up in front of him, and he can like put shit in there, and it just like goes into like another dimension where he can pull it out at will.
Like Leon from Resident Evil putting shit in the trunk, taking it out.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's awesome.
Except it like doesn't have a capacity, as far as I've seen so far.
Okay.
And that's just like the bare bones synopsis on it of the very beginning, because it's really good. I definitely recommend that one. And there's quite a few chapters in it so far.
Now, do this app or anything? You shoot me that.
Yeah.
I totally checked it out, because that's what I did. I was telling you when I got when I was writing stuff and got published. It's like I put a chapter just on MySpace.
Yeah,
like a chapter a week, and that's how that's I give it away for free and then eventually get paid.
Like some of these some of these comics could easily have like cartoon adaptations.
Oh.
They're really good, like full blown anime. They could get picked up by if they got lucky enough, they could get picked up by a serious producer.
Okay.
In my personal opinion.
Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or
Well,
something
maybe
like
not those, but like, there's like a website that's called Crunchyroll. I'm sure a lot of our anime fan listeners are familiar with it, where it's basically Netflix for anime.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And all their, like, that's just the website that like has a contract with all the producers.
Oh, I see. Like it's the weed of it's like the gateway drug.
It's the Netflix of anime.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so while I'm also on this, I thought it might be fun for anyone who's artistic, has any artisticness that listens. Draw us stuff, and I think Sean would be willing to put it up in the shop.
I already have.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it. You've seen, like, I got some of those independent local comics and they come in there. I totally sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it might be fun. You can, if you aren't local, I'll put a email for us in. You can email your pictures and whatnot to this email. I'll put it in the description down below, and we'll print them out and we'll hang them in the shop.
Absolutely.
And for those of you who aren't local, I will take a picture and upload it to our Facebook page of it hanging in the shop. Or maybe in my house, depending on how cool it is. I'm cherry picking all the good ones.
I don't even get to see it.
Like, Sean, you should have seen it. It was so cool.
He texts me a picture. It's like, this is what you could have seen.
Yeah. Yeah, so Webtoons, anyone can do it. You just go to the website, and there's a section that says ask if you want to become a user.
That is awesome.
So
check
it out.
You showed me how to subscribe. You showed me the bell. Now you're showing me this. I'm gonna hang out with you.
Like this. If Sean uses this, that'd be good. Like, because you just sit in the shop most of the time, sitting there doing nothing, texting people and checking Facebook.
Doing nothing. Okay.
And well, maybe getting material together.
Always working. Always working.
Always working hard or hardly working.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, like you could just download the app on your phone and just find a comic or whatever you want to read and just fucking blow through it.
I'm like staring at it right now. I wish I was at the shop right now reading some Webtoons.
Yeah, Webtoons, check it out. It's definitely worth it. It's a free download, free to read, free to subscribe to your favorite comics.
Nice.
But then, if you want, because a lot of these creators have a Patreon, which is a system where you can like pay to support them.
Yeah.
And like if you have expendable income, if you find someone that you really enjoy, definitely support them on Patreon. Like I've thought about making one for us, but our subscribers amount is just not high enough to where I could justify it. And plus with Patreon, a lot of the times you have to, you don't have to, but you give like rewards. Like let's say like $1 a month donators get get to see your videos early, and like $5 a month like get input on an episode or something like that, or and 10 and so on forth, like 10 15 you can have like a private Skype call with us, stuff like that.
Oh really? Okay, just let me know if that happens. Okay, be like, you're taking this stranger to dinner and you have to grab the waitress's wrist. You have to give away free stuff at the shop.
Well, actually, that's not a bad idea. Like maybe well, that'd be better if you had like an online setup.
I'm getting there.
Like, yeah,
That's all
maybe someday down the line, if Sean gets an online setup where you can order comics from him, we can get a setup where like you do a thing on a Patreon in the future where they enter in a code at checkout because they're X amount of dollars a month patrons. They'll get like a 10% discount or something like that.
Fair enough.
I mean, they're paying us $10 a month. The least we could do is let them get a discount every now and then.
I enjoy the old school aspect of it, where they actually come into the shop and tell me how much I suck and how soothing your voice is.
Yes, everyone from anywhere you're from, come to Scappoose, Oregon. Go to the Nerd Nest, it's right across from the police station, and tell Sean he sucks. If you're from New York, come here and tell him how much he fucking sucks.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
If you're from England, come over here and tell him how much of a twat he is.
What?
Twat. You fucking cunt.
No, you need to work on your Brooklyn accent. That sounds more Boston.
Ah,
Like you want some chowder.
yes, please.
The harbor. The harbor. All right, sir. I'm going to run some names by you and tell me if you do not get excited when I say this.
Okay.
Mr. Scott Snyder. Mr. Greg Capullo.
Those are some exciting names.
They are, right? Shall we say in-game, Court of Owls, City of Owls.
Yes.
The list goes on and on.
Yes, and yes.
This summer, reuniting. Reunited and it feels so good. Ready for this? This summer, Dark Knight's Metal.
Dark Knight's Metal.
Yes. New Batman story. Coming together. Actually, it's more of a what the release said with those two, and I quote, "We are going to take the DC universe and turn it upside down.
All right.
And we're going to take characters long gone and current and take them in directions that nobody has ever seen before." And
Batman's finally going to fulfill his dream of being a ballet dancer.
well, I was going to the fact that currently Hawkman is dead. Not really a very liked or, popular character.
Yeah.
But he has passed away. He's back for whatever reason. And I also heard that Scott Snyder said there's going to be rampaging dinosaurs and laser beams. I don't know what that means or if he's doing a Dr. Evil thing.
Sharks with freaking lasers attached to their freaking heads.
But you know as well as I do, man. If Snyder and Capullo are together, they're going to get their dinosaurs and their laser beams. I'm looking forward to it, man. Come on, Dark Knight's Metal. And just the cover alone is just... Let's throw on some Slayer.
Please don't. Put on something good.
Whoa!
I'm not a Slayer fan.
You stop it. When you see this cover, you will be.
I doubt it.
All right. To the untrained eye, I don't know how many people listening, yourself included, keeping up with they've never done this. It's never been like a big middle finger to one or the other. This friendly competition, I wouldn't even call it a rivalry. So, DC Warner Brothers releases the Justice League trailer.
Yeah.
And how badass was that? I mean, when I say badass, I mean there was more pomp, like less circumstance, because it was kind of like watching a music video.
Yeah.
I love Aquaman riding the Batmobile.
Yeah.
I love seeing parademons. But there's nothing really that... I mean, if you break it down, do you care? You know what the ending's going to be. And the running time is going to be almost 3 hours.
Good. I like long movies.
Did you like Batman v Superman? Did you like the V movie? They're fighting Steppenwolf and parademons.
Yeah.
Now, from what I've heard, I mean, not many people are familiar with Steppenwolf. He was like a second to the big baddie.
Yeah, he's like a third cousin.
Removed.
Yeah.
But one of his things is he can resurrect deceased.
Huh. I see where they're going.
The new poster for the Justice League movie. You do not see Superman, who died at the end.
Yeah.
Which set Bruce Wayne on his quest to... which, okay, we'll just... You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be there. You know I'm going to see it. You're going to see
Clark's going to legally change his name to Phil Coulson.
But check this out. I think put him in the black suit because you didn't see him in the trailer.
Yeah.
He's going to be a villain they're going to have to fight
Yeah.
at some point or another. And then, you know, it's going to form. But anyway, I digress. So, DC had a day and a half, maybe 2 days. And then Marvel turned around and be like, okay, check this out. Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. And there were tons of Easter eggs. Everything from Stan Lee to the license plate with the Spider-Man, you know, the little things on the license plate to a Captain America.
Yeah.
And then I heard a bunch of people just, which I didn't listen to you again. I don't go on the internet because it pisses me off. Oh, it's just going to be all Iron Man. It might as well be Iron Man 4. I'm like, dude, come on. It's like if I gave you a box of chocolates. It's milk chocolate. I don't like it. Are you kidding me? Jesus, we're so spoiled. But anyway, so Marvel does that.
Yeah.
And then DC responds with probably the biggest coup. Joss Whedon. They have signed and locked to write, direct, and produce a Batgirl movie.
Yes, I heard about that.
Joss
I
Whedon.
really hope they go with the purple, like it's her current one and her current costume in comics. Like the purple one, it's like, it's not like, basically what I'm saying is don't make the same mistake that was made in prior live action Batgirl.
No. They're going, from what I've heard right now, I know what you're talking about. They're doing New 52 Batgirl, where she's recovered from Killing Joke.
Yeah.
And she's no longer, she's going back to her crime fighting ways and everything. The one that Gail Simone wrote. Gail Simone wrote, I met lovely woman. Batgirl, I met her during Birds of Prey.
Birds of what?
Birds of Prey. She's the genesis, the grandmother, the godmother, if you will, of Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy, you know, all the... Because, like, there was another thing, too. You know, the internet trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why can't... If you're going to do a Batgirl movie, why not have a girl director and a writer and everything? Are you kidding me? Joss Whedon is pro-woman.
Yeah, he pretty much...
Buffy the Vampire... Yeah. Are you a Buffy fan? Were you a Buffy fan?
I'm not particularly. I've watched it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like that. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do like it.
Yeah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I got a little snippet on that. Him and his brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one lobbying. He did, you know, the architect of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Then he stopped and, you know, passed the torch to the Russo brothers, which they're doing awesome.
Yeah.
But, man, can you imagine?
I can only imagine, like, the DC conference room. One of them just, like, on his phone. Huh. Whedon's handing off Marvel to the Russo brothers. We gotta get him!
Exactly, right? But check this out. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he was the first guy, the way his writing... I mean, Buffy, Firefly, what were some of the other stuff? You know, all those pro-woman shows that he's done.
Yeah.
But, on a side note that nobody noticed, he was the first guy, the architect of, you know, you introduce your character, he or she is the hero, and you get that story arc. But he was the guy that did the villain and the story arc. It's like, why are they a villain?
Yeah.
And then the progression of the hero and the digression of the villain at the same time. So it makes sense, and it's more emotional and climactic.
Yeah.
And now, these days, it's like par for the course.
Yeah, and he was he also like got on early with the shared universe TV shows.
Yes.
Like not only did you have Buffy, didn't he direct Angel as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so he had Buffy and Angel, which were a shared universe.
Yes. So I'm thinking, okay, I told you we talked about this off air. We're doing another thing, like we talked about Nightwing.
Yeah.
Casting for Batgirl.
Oh, man, that is a tough one. I'm not very familiar with actors right now.
Just the one girl from the one. It's got to be a girl. You know, people were bashing it. Josh Whedon, it's a man. It's not like he's playing Batgirl. I told you this. Bryce Dallas Howard, the chick from Jurassic World that everybody made fun of from running from a T-Rex in high heels. She's a redhead. She's gorgeous. She's got the physicality.
Yeah.
That's who I was picking as Batgirl. I mean, just off the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure they'll find. You think you're not familiar? Look at me. I'm like, Betty White. You know, it's like, how old is she now? You know that new actress?
You know, the one from the talkies?
Yeah. So anyway, I don't. There's still a method to my madness here. So it's like this back and forth Marvel DC thing. So we got Justice League trailer, Spider-Man trailer. DC gets Joss Whedon to do Batgirl. Then they just turned around and dropped a Thor trailer.
Yeah. Sean made me watch that one before we started.
Oh.
And normally I don't watch trailers. I think they give you they tend to raise expectation a little too much. Like Batman v Superman. Everyone was all up on that.
I was. Yeah. Go back and listen.
Batman v Superman. And then, I guess they really did show everything in the trailer that I needed to see.
Mm-hmm.
Bummer.
But see, the thing is, though, let's be honest. You know Marvel's way different.
Yeah.
They give you a little teaser thing. And they're going a whole different... They're never going to go dark. They're never going to be like, I mean, you saw the trailer.
Although, I wouldn't mind...
They gave us the helmet.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they went dark, if they actually, went Marvel dark. Max dark.
Oh, yes.
Don't put the Marvel, put Max in, blood. If you're going to go dark, do it legitimate.
Like I said.
They do in the comics.
This is a good news podcast, because I got some good news for
you.
Good
news, yay!
But my hands were on my desk as I was watching that trailer, and I'm pretty sure I filled my pants without touching myself when I saw that Thor trailer. Planet Hulk armor.
Yeah.
Hela with the headgear.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even going to talk about Jeff Goldblum or the destruction of Moliere. Oh. And then, of course, the classic line. Yes! We know each other.
He's a friend from work. That was funny.
If anybody's familiar with the Hulk or Thor versus or Hulk versus,
yeah,
they did that one, or Planet Hulk, Hela's got him under a mind control, so we know that. But dude, I can't wait. Back in my day, here we go. I'm setting myself up. Usually, when you do it started being a franchise, especially with horror movies. First one was awesome. Second one was pretty cool, and then it starts as they make more.
Yeah.
Thor 3 looks like the better of all three of them.
Yeah.
It's like Marvel's going up.
Doing their career backwards.
Oh my god. So anyway, Marvel drops the Thor trailer to answer the Joss Whedon thing.
Mm-hmm.
DC turns, or not even DC. Here we go. Now we got the third party. Marvel Fox.
Ah, yes.
Just dropped or confirmed news that Josh Brolin, who plays Thanos, which I will get to in a moment, is cast and confirmed and locked as Cable in Deadpool 2.
Oh, right on.
I like Josh Brolin.
I'm not very familiar with him off the top of my head.
Josh Brolin, No Country for Old Men, Planet Terror, the Grindhouse. Did you see Planet Terror?
That's the zombie one, right?
No dead bodies for Daddy tonight. Remember the doctor? And he turned into. Let's see. I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff.
I can't put a face to the name.
Yeah, but he's pulling double duty.
Nice.
For both. I mean, he's still in the Marvel universe, but now he's doing Fox and he's doing Marvel because he's Thanos, which is awesome. I mean, right on, man. But I still thought the dude from Avatar would have been
Yeah.
we talked about it before.
Yeah, that guy definitely has the Cable look, but it's probably good to go a different direction with the act. Like, if they went with that guy, it would have been. It's just like that's too obvious. I think.
Brolin will be awesome. And then to round this little back and forth chess game going on that nobody really sees except for someone like me who really, as you put it, sits behind the counter and just doesn't do anything. Aquaman movie, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yes.
They cast Dolph Lundgren as King Nereus. Which, those unfamiliar, he is the leader of the X-Bulls, who was a group of outcast Atlanteans.
Yeah.
Who both his wife, Mira, Queen Mira, and Orm, his brother, who is Ocean Master. Which I know a certain short somebody who was supposed to be taking a vacation today is making fun of me because, like, dude, you are the only one that knows Aquaman's villains. I'm like, Black Manta, what is it? Manta Ray, Ocean Master, fucking King Nera. Like, you are the only dude on the planet that knows his villains, let alone Aquaman. Oh man, Jason Momoa looks badass.
Yeah, he does. He looks pretty awesome.
So hoping that movie.
Hopefully, it'll revitalize Aquaman in comics.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren, man, right on. He's on the Green Arrow TV show.
He is.
He was part of the Bratva, like one of the Bratva, the Russian bosses. That if you go back and read stuff, but yeah. So there's some casting things right there.
Right on.
Let's see, what else do I got here? What about that new? You read any more on that new Captain America?
Nah, I haven't read nothing.
Dude.
You know, it did just come out though. Civil War II trade paperback.
Mm-hmm.
Put in your orders, people.
It is. It's on its way. But now they're doing the Secret Empire.
Secret Empire?
It's the so basically off the what's going on with the Hail Hydra Captain America, which I'm not a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing upon the fact, to keep it short without going into too much detail, he's playing upon the fact that of his 80 plus years of existence and what Captain America has done. He's recruiting heroes and villains alike and manipulating them. He's awoken the Chitauri Queen. He's killed the Red Skull. He's killed a lot of people that don't join in secret. And it's just, I don't know. Talk about a shit show. Yeah. But
in the end, you know that they're all... Here's what's going to happen. At the very end, he's going to turn out to be the most smooth double agent ever. Like, the most dedicated American who's literally killed his friends and family to get the bad guy.
There's a bigger end game going on here. But, dude, I mean, check this out, though. I'm an avid watcher of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
They have done, now think of it as like, how they used to teach you, okay, what makes up $1? What makes up a season? 1 quarter, 2 quarters, then the mid-season break, and then 3 quarter, 4 quarter. They did this season 4. That's basically what they're doing with us.
Mm-hmm.
They took Ghost Rider, and then they did the book of, what was his name? Set Up for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Then they took the season or mid-season finale, like most shows do these days. Then they come back with the life decoy model thing, which was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took a little, 2-week break.
Yeah.
And now we wake up, and it's called Agents of Hydra, which pretty much almost all but 2 characters in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are sedated, and they're in this virtual world where they think is real, and a couple of them break through to get in there, and up is down, left is right, blah blah blah. It's like Shield is the enemy, Hail Hydra, and you see all these characters that you've watched for 4 seasons, and they're Hydra agents now. And then the ones that are there, they're bringing people back that have died. It's pretty badass, and all they're doing is springboarding off the Steve Rogers comics. So I have a feeling, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it might be something like that.
But they're all as great as it would be for them to be like, yeah, we were just kidding. He's not really bad. That's all. Like, that'd be great.
How many times?
But at the same time, that is like the biggest middle finger. It was just virtual reality the whole time.
How many times have comics done that? No, you know nobody stays dead except for the Waynes and Uncle Ben. But they're all slated. I saw a picture and the roster for Infinity Wars. Speaking of, the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
They're all on there. And there's rumors that I think they're going to wrap this up and there's not going to be a season 5 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Not because of ratings. Because they're going...
Because most of them are going to die.
Put them in Infinity War. Oh my God. Is it still... Now, do you know for sure if it's still 2 movies or are they just going to do it into 1?
It's going to have to be. With that... What was it like before they even had an actual cast listing out?
Oh my
They were
God.
like, yeah, there's going to be like 60 different people. Heroes alone.
All right, think about the cast. That Infinity Wars. If there's 2, look at the actors. Robert Downey Jr., Tom Holland. I just watched a little set video where it was Chris Pratt,
Holland and
Tom Holland. You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now think about the dude who they got cast as Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, all Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Glenn Close, she was the one from Guardians of the Galaxy. All of them together. I mean, just the roster. Because I was looking at, I go, what's the most money anybody spent to make a movie? And it was The Last Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was like almost $500 million. A third of that was Johnny Depp's salary alone. Can you imagine what they're going to spend right now? Now, I have done movies that I don't even know if you want to call them movies, but TV too. And the movie math is whatever you spend, you have to make double to break even.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be $1 billion. You have to make $1 billion. Because if you're spending $500 million for 2 movies, and the cast alone, I'm just saying.
Well, if they rushed it and they're like, all right, we're just going to make 1 movie, maybe about 3 hours long.
DC does it and they suck.
Like, yeah, it'll have reasonable success and they might barely break even. But if they do 2 average length great movies and take their time with it, we'll be out there buying 2 copies of the movie, the regular DVD copy and the Blu-ray copy.
That's the thing, though. I'm going to take a page out of your book and make fun of myself. It's not about the box office. It's like, what is this, the 1980s? The box office doesn't care. Merchandising that goes along with those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine kids like Halloween 2020? I'm Thanos. I didn't know who Thanos was 2 years ago.
One of the YouTubers I've subscribed to, they're a pretty decently sized company. In one of the guys' office, he has a Black Panther mask, a Star-Lord mask, a Iron Man mask, like full metal masks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that dude spent a pretty penny.
Right.
Like, he took his shiniest penny and spent it.
Swiped it a few times.
And, like, man, yeah, merchandising is where it's at.
Yeah. George Lucas was the first guy. Remember that? Let's see. Speaking, you know who else is on that cast list?
Who?
I think they're going to do it. They're teasing. They're back and forth. They love to play with internet fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Quesada just released the hand-drawn poster teaser for Defenders.
Oh, nice. Hand-drawn?
Joe Quesada himself. He's
Got
got
a
it.
poster of that, please.
Yeah. They it's set. You saw the teaser trailer when they were in the. Remember I showed you the one there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there it is. That Joe Quesada himself, and I love how he does the colors that represent each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Daughter of the Dragon right there, and then Sigourney Weaver is the villain up top there.
I want like just the heroes though as like a poster.
Yeah, he was drawing some stuff, but the trailer was the best. The little teaser thing when they're in the elevator I showed you.
Yeah.
You saw and Jessica Jones sees the camera and rips it out, and it stops on 8/18/2017.
Yeah.
There's a ton of stuff coming out, man.
Yeah, that's a really nice touch. Like having it stop on the release date for the Netflix series, that's a good touch.
Let me ask you something real quick. Iron Fist, did you go back and give it a second rewatch? Anything? Little things?
I very rarely go back and rewatch stuff like that.
I'm totally pulling for this show. You can't have that because I had a theory. If you go back right now to date, because we're doing the Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
So you had season 1 of Daredevil. It was new, shiny new toy. It was, So I was totally I'm easy to fucking snap. I love it all, but it's like yes, and it was a strong story. It was good characters. Blah blah blah, and then on the heels of that, the interest of the season 1 of Daredevil, then they busted out Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, and they're kind of hedging their bets, They're like, okay, we'll see. Yeah, we're testing the waters. Oh, great reaction. But to be safe, they threw Luke Cage in, little scenes here and there. And then they did Luke Cage. It's like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah.
That was the one that was in Jessica Jones. Do that. And then season 2 of Daredevil, little references. It's all tied in, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Iron Fist hit the ground running all by himself. He had nothing to go on.
That's a good point.
That's the thing.
I could not finish Jessica Jones. I couldn't get behind it as much because it just I wasn't very familiar with her, and I just wasn't that into it.
Jessica Jones.
I love
Jessica Jones.
Especially because in my mind, I'm still comic over TV, and I'm like, she's too old. Her and Spider-Man need to be the same age.
Yeah, but see, they dealt with that too. That's what the little touches, and even in Iron Fist, was that I hired a private investigator. Those little.
That was pretty fun. I really wish that Danny Rand could have gotten a different lawyer, if you know what I mean.
But it's the tie-in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Defense attorney Murdoch.
Right? Kind of like at the end when you're at Luke Cage, where you're with, what's her, Rosario Dawson?
Yeah, I know
a lawyer. I'm like, oh! Check this out, though. Speaking of that. So, what I say, Defenders is August 18th?
Yes.
Not a confirmed date, but this year, later after the Defenders, which I'm sure we'll see a cameo, Netflix Punisher gets his own series.
Yeah.
Probably fall.
Probably.
Jon Bernthal, which probably hands down my favorite Punisher to date.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Jessica Jones, unlike you, held the record for how many times I went back and watched that. But when they did season 2 of Daredevil with the Punisher, he's one of my all-time favorites. I think that's surpassed.
Yeah.
Jon Bernthal, just today,
as of us recording,
yes, leaked a picture of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Boom! Look at that shit. He's rocking the skull.
Nice.
Look at the bullet holes and everything. Oh, you could just put this picture up the whole podcast. And just
if you were the only one watching. 20 views.
This is my porn right here. Look at that.
I think I need to go.
I need a moment alone.
Evidently, Sean's into dudes with skulls on their chest.
I am.
You heard it here, people. What shirt am I wearing?
Breaking news.
Okay, I'm safe.
Punisher shirt.
Just wearing my Counter-Strike shirt.
The only other real quick news I have is, did you hear about the Matrix reboot?
I did not.
They're going to reboot the Matrix.
Interesting.
Why?
Interesting.
Are you a Matrix fan? Did you love
I like the
Matrix?
first one.
I know, everybody's like...
Like, I've seen them all.
Yeah. I enjoyed all the Matrixes, really. But do you remember... they cast my guy. I love this kid and everything that he's been in. Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Isn't that the guy that played
Creed.
Yeah. That guy's awesome.
He got shit on for Black Human Torch for that Fantastic Four movie.
I didn't even watch that movie. I don't care.
Nobody did. I think except for me.
It's not that I didn't want to watch it. It just came out at a time where I wasn't going to the movies.
But it's like, first of all, again, why? You could pop that movie in right now and,
It still holds up pretty well.
Yeah. Holds up awesome.
It's no, 1960s Excalibur.
Don't reboot it. Why not? Got it.
So a while back,
Here we go. Tell a story.
Sean lent me this movie, Excalibur, with young Liam Neeson.
And Patrick Stewart.
And Patrick Stewart. And he's like,
1981.
Dude, this movie is so good. And it's just not as good as I was expecting. Like, it's not as good as he built it up. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. It was terrible. The acting was bad. The filming was bad.
I don't know how many times I went to the theater to see that. People are hearing my look again, right?
I've watched other movies from the 1980s.
Oh.
They were much better. They were filmed much better, acted much better.
Come on. Anyway.
This is the first time I've ever actually had a problem with the acting being the issue in a film, not the writing. And I'm not saying those two are bad actors. I've seen them in other roles. Maybe it was the writing. I don't know. I just could not get into that movie.
Words hurt, Ryan. Every time you bash me, more gray hair comes in. Speaking of that, hey, check this out. Not speaking of that, not to change the subject or anything. Shane Black. There's another name I want to throw out there.
Shane Black.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Lethal Weapon. Predator. He was the guy in the original Predator that was telling the jokes. Hey, Billy. I asked my wife for a little pussy. She said, me too. Mine's as big as a house. Remember that? That dude. That guy wrote The Lethal Weapons, Iron Man 3, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, so on and so forth. Guess what?
What?
He's writing the new Predator movie that's coming out.
Right on.
Right?
Nice. I know a couple of geeks that listen to our stuff are going to be excited about that.
I know, right? And maybe their mom. But, love you, Garrett. Schwarzenegger was asked to come back.
Oh, really?
He declined.
He is a little old.
No. Just as a bit part.
Oh,
and his quote.
Not enough.
His quote was, "Maybe if the part was enlarged and more prominent, I might reconsider." I'm like, dude, I love the Expendables, the first one.
Yeah.
You were barely in it. You were like in one scene. You can do that, but you can't do like fucking Shane Black is like 8 kinds of awesome. I mean, look at his resume. Anybody right now listening, Google Shane Black and look at his filmography. I guess I don't want to get to the chopper. Schwarzenegger, come on.
They were like, yeah, we just need you to in a scene where you're driving the chopper.
You're like, but
that's not enough.
Exactly.
I need a bigger role for these muscles.
Or lack thereof, the flab. I'm now a flabalanche.
I need a bigger role to fill the gap in my mate's teeth.
My big-headed children.
Have you seen pictures of that maid he banged?
Dude.
You could cut keys with those teeth.
Dude. That was like, what's his name? Hugh Jackman. When he was, or no, not Hugh Jackman. Hugh Grant. The one that was married to Elizabeth Hurley.
Who?
Elizabeth Hurley. She was, first Austin Powers. The love interest.
Ah.
That smoking hot British chick.
Yes.
Hugh Grant. He was married to he did a bunch of love stories. He cheated on her with some jacked up prostitute that looked like like an extra out of like
Swamp Thing's stunt double.
Okay, remember think when they were casting Boys in the Hood, that one crack whore actress that didn't make the cut. He banged her.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just had a thought because I said, so he banged Swamp Thing's stunt double. That reminded me of a comic that I haven't gotten to talk about yet.
Ooh.
Man Thing. R.L. Stine is writing the current run of Man Thing. And it's not what you expect at all. You're like, Man Thing, he's a mindless monster who scares people and they catch fire because of it. All right.
I love Man Thing.
Man Thing has spent because originally, before he became the Man Thing, he was a brilliant scientist. And over years and years being in that swamp by himself, he eventually got his mind back from being a monster. And he can now think and speak. And he saw all the success of superhero movies. So he went to Hollywood to become a superhero movie actor.
Is that book you bought?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I hadn't read it. I just sell them.
Yeah. And
now I want to read it.
And it shows it starts out with him in the fight scene. It's like, this is what I need to do. Oh, maybe I'm overthinking it. And he squashes the monster that he's fighting. Then they're like, cut. And people get out of the monster he was fighting, and he's like, "How did that shot work?" And they're like, "Yeah, it was a good shot."
Oh my!
And then he walks into the producer's office, and the producer fires him because he's too gross.
Man Thing.
And then it's him walking forlorn through Hollywood, trying to find something to do. People are running, leaning away, scared from him, taking pictures, and he tries to go into a club, and they're like, "Hey, there's a dress code."
You know what's funny though? With everything going on, how you and I have the podcast and we do this and everything else. Sunset Strip, there are people who dress up and it's literally the ultimate cosplay, and just so they can get $5-10 to take a picture with whoever walking down. It's Hollywood, but then it's discerning when you're and you go around the corner and in the alley and Spider-Man's smoking a cigarette with his mask up and shit. Taking a swig off the Jack Daniels bottle he's got stashed by the dumpster.
Peter, you've changed.
That is awesome. I never even thought about that. I totally forgot to ask you.
Yeah, I forgot to talk about it on a podcast. But yeah.
You say I'm just not doing anything, just sitting behind a counter. I'm in my own living hell. I sell the books, never get a chance to read them.
I cannot wait for the rest of that to get turned into a full story in a trade paperback. It's going to be an interesting story. I'm not going to tell you how it ends.
No.
I'll lend you the book.
All right. The first day.
Not you guys, but Sean.
Me.
I can't lend it to all of you.
He's my boss / pusher. First days is free. I'm gonna have to do favors later.
But yeah, it was really interesting because it's R.L. Stine, the
R.L.
writer of Goosebumps.
Yeah. Goosebumps, yeah. No, he's definitely I used to call him it's like Tales from the Crypt from little kids, but I watched it and there was no gore and the cussing and the nudity from Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
But he didn't need that because he was he definitely had genius ideas.
I've never been a big fan of horror, but of course I've read a Goosebumps before.
Yeah, who hasn't?
And
Especially a
they
kid
gave me
in the 90s?
They gave me the chills when I was younger.
Pussy. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, good.
Especially
love
that puppet one.
Yeah.
Like I see a doll, and I walk around like you can't reach me over here, doll. You can't reach me over here. I punch ventriloquists in the throat and run away. Is what I'm getting at.
Stop throwing your voice. I'll throw punches.
In that puppet box.
Oh.
But I'm really excited for this because it was like such a twist. Like really, like I did not like. You're reading those first couple pages and you're like, yeah, man thing. Oh, he's so cool. He's gross but cool. And then they're like, cut. Wait, what do you mean cut? What, they're filming a movie? Like that's a genius direction to take. Like you tricked me, R.L. Stein. You tricked me and you got me good.
Just you telling that story right there, it sold me. Like here you go. Here's my money.
I'll tell you, I'm ordering 2 copies, one for the store, one for myself.
No, 2 for me. None for the store.
I would love to like get. I want the whole run. I'm not gonna buy single issues, but I'm definitely buying the trade when that comes out.
Yep, that's dope.
Right. I think that's all the stuff I have to talk about.
I do have one more thing before we close.
All right, make it
I
quick.
have to do this. Since this is for Star Wars fans.
Nerd.
Fair enough. Since the passing of Carrie Fisher, it has been confirmed that in Episode 8, coming out December 15th, The Last Jedi, and Episode 9, still untitled, she will be in both. Not CGI, not like they did with Rogue One.
Yeah.
Existing footage, which is awesome. I don't know how they're going to do it, nor do I care. I just love Carrie Fisher. It's like, dude, Star Wars, like, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher.
Sounded like you were about to start tearing up there.
I am tearing up a little bit.
You can't believe she's gone.
Damn it! But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Star Wars, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that they
And it's not CGI.
Yeah.
Like they have enough footage. Like she fucked up enough where they have like cut, like with Swamp Thing. She's like, all right, well, and then we can just piece this together and read.
She's like, what do you expect? I'm old. Like she probably was fucking with them too. Oh, I'm so old. I just forgot my line.
Carrie Fisher is fucking hilarious.
She had a great sense of humor.
A warped sense of humor.
Exactly, a great one.
She'd make our short little friend blush.
All right, that is all the time we have for today. This actually went a little longer than I originally planned.
Sorry.
It's all right. See, this is why I had you cut stuff.
Look, I cut it in half, folks. I got other stuff.
Like we like, it's definitely good because when you write things, you forget about for a podcast,
especially at my age.
You forget that this isn't just you like writing down your thoughts. This is you getting ready to have a conversation with someone. So, when you write too much, because this has happened to us before, where we wrote too much and we're like, oh, we're at the hour mark. Cut it.
It's all right. I'm sorry. And you're the one who does all the real work. You just stick a mic in my fat face and I just talk. That's all right. Jimmy and I will make up for it later.
God, no. I'm not fixing your computer, Sean. I have to regulate your podcasting. If you like this, give us a thumbs up on the like button. Please leave a comment and tell us stuff you'd like us to talk about in the future. And like I was saying earlier, if you can draw, if you have artistic creativeness, and do us some fan art. Pick your favorite comic book character and draw them out for us.
I'm doing it right now.
I'll put a email for you guys to send it to, or you can even post it to our Facebook page. or just bring it into the shop if you're a local. Check out Webtoons. I'll put a description for that, a link to that in the description if I can. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. And as always,
have a day.